Hello, and welcome to Daily Gas for September 27th, 2023, called More Like Funtress, Am I Right? By Bill Murphy. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Gray cells must contain numbers greater than orthogonally adjacent white cells. This is a fortress puzzle, so what we've got are these gray cells. These gray cells tell us exactly what they say. It's the greater than whatever is next to it. So I like to think about these little arrows. I think that's what they're supposed to be, is that they're little greater than symbols. So for example, let's put 6 here. The 6 goes here. That means that these cells must be less than 6. So for example, you could never put 9 here because 6 is not greater than 9. And actually, in general, you can never put 9 outside a fortress because then you end up with a 10 or greater, which is not in normal Sudoku rules. And then you cannot put a 1 in fortress, inside the fortress, because then you need a 0 or less, which again is not in normal Sudoku rules. So, those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. Alright. We have a lot of rows and column information. I think these two rows here have the most information. They have 5 digits in them. Oh, and actually we've got some symmetry going on. We're missing 2 from this row, and we are missing 7 from this row. Well, this 7 tells us that none of these 3 squares can be 7, so this is 7, just like the 2 tells us none of these 3 squares can be 2, so this is the 2. We are also, again, both missing 1. Oh, and we have roping. Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. So 1 is missing from both of these rows here. Well, as I said, 1 cannot go inside the fortress, so 1 goes here, and 1 goes here. And then I said we had roping. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So this tells us that 5, 6, 7 exists here without 5 on the left. We have 2, 3, 4 without 4 on the right. Then what we're left with is 198. And you can see we have 198, 198, 198. We get these stripes of digits. And then 1 can't go in the left, 8 can't go in the right. And then 98. So if I were to do some color coding, for example, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4 here tells us that all of these red digits, oh, and 8. Wait, I did this backwards, sorry. This is supposed to be 1, you remove 8. I was very confused there. 2, 3, 4, and then these become our red digits. And you can see because, right, the only place the red digits can appear in this box would be in the center. And the same thing, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, we know that it must go there. And then, of course, whatever the blue digits are must appear in the remaining cells because you need to have the 3 red digits, the 3 yellow digits, and the 3 blue digits to make up a full box. We'll get rid of the color coding there. Actually, it's probably easier to just undo. And then we can actually undo that error and switch it back to 1, 9. We are missing 2, 3, 5, 8. 2, 5. So we'll pencil mark it. 2, 3, 5, 8. Definitely 8 and 5. But the 2 or 3 is up for debate. And then over here we have something very similar. 6, 7. We need to place 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 6, 8, 7. I don't think that gives us anything, but it removes a few options. We'll remove 8 and remove 6. All right, well, now we need to start looking at fortress. And I can see this 7 is being stared at by a fortress cell. This is important because that means you need an 8 or a 9 here. Well, you can't put 9 here, so this must be 8. Oh, I'm in color mode. 8. This is 9. This is 8. And 9 can stare at any digit, and 8 can stare at pretty much any digit, but in this case it can, so we don't really have information here. But, oh, we have now placed our 8, because the only place 8 can go in this column is right up top. I was looking here to try to see if we had some information. To be greater than 5, it either needs to be 6 or 9, because it cannot be 7 or 8. Yeah, we have a lot of high digits up here. If we try to do something similar down here, the symmetry doesn't actually line up because we need a digit greater than 2. And that could be 3, 6, 7, 8. There's a few options. Oh, but so this needs a digit greater than 4. It can be 5, it can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9, which means it must be 5. That limits us to 1, 2, 3. Though to be fair, that isn't truly limiting, given that we're missing 1, 2, 3, and 7. It just tells us we can't have 7 there. All right. We'll pencil mark the rest. 1, 2, 3, 7. Well, I guess this can't be 8 or 9, so this is 6 or 7. I guess we're limited on what digits can go here. Even if it was 7, you cannot place 6 there. You can't place 5, 4, or 2, so this is either 1 or 3. And we definitely don't have roping going on in the columns. Four. I guess the one in the row goes here or here, right? To go outside. Oh, there we go. I'm just blind. So, 1 needs to sit outside of the fortress cells. And I was trying to place 1 here, here, but there is literally a 1 staring at me right next door. So, this is our 1, which moves 1 from here. Really doesn't do anything for limiting our cases here, but... Oh, I was going to say, where does 3 go now? 3 has to go outside, but no, it doesn't. Because although 3 doesn't work here, here, it can work here, here. And there are no 3s this time, as far as I can tell. So I'll pencil mark it, but yes. Oh, and of course, sorry, 3 can also just go there. So that would have been a bad deduction to make anyways. Hmm. Fortresses are always a tough one for me. And it can be kind of hard for me to see where I need to go. Let's look at, I don't know, well, 1 can go in the center here. So what digits are we missing? So 2, there we go. 2, and I'm seeing 8 has a similar purpose. Oh, no, 7, sorry, has a similar purpose. 2, in this column, cannot go in any of these cells. It must go here, which removes 2 as an option here. That pushes 2 here, and because there's a virtual 2 that exists somewhere here, and 2 is not greater than 4. So this is 2. Then let's look at 7, because 7 also needs to exist in this column, and it cannot appear in these 3 cells, so this must be the 7. Yeah, have a few more options for 7 still, but let's see what 2 gives us. Technically, it gives us a 2 somewhere here, but I guess let's look at what other digits are missing. 1, 2, 3, we need to place 4, 6, 8, 9. 8. There we go. Now 8 is important because this is the only place 8 can go. And the same way, now 1 is important because this is the only place 1 can go. And that gives us 198. I just had to look at the columns in the same way that I looked at the rows. I don't know why I wrote that off, given that I had some more information. But we need to place 3, 5, 9. And there we go. 3, because we need to place a 3, we've already used all the digits that could go lower than 3. So 3 goes down here, which moves 3 as an option here. And then 5, 9, 9 gives us 5, 9. So we'll move 3 here, 5 here. And actually, where does 5 go in this box? Only here, which then places our 3, I think. Because this can't be 3 and this can't be 3 by Fortress, or and just by Sudoku. So 3 goes here. Which means this is either a 2 or a 1. It can't be 1, so it is 2. That gives us a triple. 5. We've used 1, 2, 3, so this must be 4. We need to place 6 and 8. 9 can be next to anything, so do the 6, 8. 6, 7, 8. Let's do it. 6, 7, 8. Then maybe we can find some more information. 1. 1 in this row now. Now 1 can't be placed here. It can't go in the fortresses, so 1 must go here, which again doesn't do much for restriction, but now the only place 3 can go in the row, because we have double 3s here, is, and also just because of fortress, is here. So this becomes 3. We get a 6, 7 pair. We have a 6, 9 pair, which either one of these can be 6 or 9. Okay, the 6, 8 should give us a pair up here. And that pair is 3 and 5. So we get a 3, 5. We have to place 6, 9, and 4. 9, 6. Move 6. Move 9. Oh, and then here's the thing. Can this be 4? If this is 4, then this is 9. So it can't be 4, which makes this 6, this 9, this 4, this 6, 7, 6. 3 and 5 still work here. We'll jump down here to remove our 6s. 8 and 9 still work with either 5 or 7. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're missing. This cannot be 2, 3, 4, or 1. 2, 3, 4, or 1 because it's in the fortress. So I think this has to be our 5. 3, 5, 2, 1. Can do 7, 5. And again, 8 and 9 can go next to either of them. We are only missing the 4 because we did our 1, 2, 3, 5. We need to place 1, and we need to place 9. 9 is not less than 5, last time I checked, so this is going to be 1, 9 this direction, which gives us our 8, 9. We get a 6, 7, which tells us that this must be 8, because if this was 6, then both of these would have to be 7. We are only missing 8 from the column here. We need to place 1, 6, 7. 1 can't go here, so 1 goes here. This becomes 6, 7, but it's not a true 6, 7 pair because if we put 6 here, 6 is not less than 7, so this is 6, this is 7. This is 6. We can place 2, 8, which gives us the 3, and 3, 4, 2 to finish that off. And we're coming up on the close here. We need to place 3 and 7, and because we know that there's a fortress, we can place 7 then 3. That resolves our 7, 3 up top. And to finish this off, we need to place a 4 and a 9. This is 4, and this is 9. And we're done. 16, 16. Whew. It's always these fortresses that give me some trouble. But I really liked. I just like how they can bring these. Maybe I don't know if maybe Fortress is only tougher for me, but I think that Bill making the little joke Funtress is indicative that maybe it's not as 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 easy as some of the other variants that we mess with. But there's there was a lot of quick deductions to be made right at the beginning, like placing the 7 and the 2, and then how does the 1 get placed? And then I kind of forgot to think again about these columns because right away, the 2 here, right, gives us that 2, right? Once we know that this can't be 2, 2 goes up here, which then gives us that 1 goes here, and then we just solve this box probably 2 minutes into the puzzle. But you have to be looking out for that sort of thing. So hopefully you found that and you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.